Coming up on Mountain News this morning, Governor Andy Beshear and State Senator Brandon Smith discuss FEMA's response to the deadly flooding that devastated our region. And a local volunteer fire department received some aid from the volunteer state to help with flood relief efforts.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning, I'm Olivia Calfee. The time is now 6 a.m. Let's check in with Brandon Robinson for a look at your forecast this morning. Now, Brandon, luckily it wasn't raining whenever I came in this morning, but I know rain is headed our direction.
Yep, absolutely. It's going to be heavy rain too at times, Olivia, so rain gear is a must today. And just be careful out there. Let's take a look at live pinpoint Doppler radar. And again, I apologize for my voice. I think I've got a touch of laryngitis. I feel fine. Some people have been wishing me well and hoping I get to feel better soon. I feel fine. I just don't sound great. But again, we're going to try to make it through the best we can today. We're looking at rain, heavy rain there from Lexington all the way toward the border there with Tennessee. So we're going to continue to watch that. There's also one more section I want to highlight real fast. I just noticed this a few minutes ago. Parts of the Big Sandy getting some pretty good rain here last little bit over toward Salyersville, just east of Salyersville, heading toward Prestonsburg and Paintsville, down toward Hyman and Wayland over there in Knott and Floyd counties. And then we scoot on down a little bit there close to my house. Colson is close to where I live over there, going down toward Blanchburg and Letcher County. So just be aware of that as you head through the first part of your day this morning. Go back out to the main shot here, and then we'll take you on in a little bit to temperatures out there and conditions. So we look at Moorhead. They're getting some rain right now. They're continuing to get that, and we're continuing to watch that. Temperatures out there in the 40s and 50s this morning. Couple of 30s, Moorhead and Clintwood, but again, most areas starting to warm up a little bit. So a normal day to a little extra on your coffee meter. Once that rain gets going, you're definitely going to need a little extra coffee out there this morning. And the First Alert weather app, we're going to keep promoting this today because it's going to be a handy tool for you to have if you don't have it already. You need to download that to track this rain along with us. And again, some of it could be heavy, so you need to stay weather aware. Olivia?
Government officials are still trying to figure out how to solve long-term housing issues and prevent more high water following the historic and deadly flooding in July. This week, WYMT's Steve Hensley talked with Governor Andy Beshear and the 30th District State Senator Brandon Smith, and they had plenty to say about the flood aftermath.
During this week's Issues and Answers, Governor Andy Beshear praised the work of first responders during July's floods, but said FEMA could have paid out more.
What it led to is one of the highest acceptance rates that we've seen and one of the highest average payouts, but it's still not enough.
Republican State Senator Brandon Smith believes the governor's criticism of FEMA doesn't go far enough. He's calling for an investigation into FEMA's response in eastern Kentucky.
I believe there needs to be an investigation. I think some of the stuff that I heard was criminal, and the aspect of, or with the consideration of the environment that we're in.
Smith believes a lack of housing made worse by the flood could lead to people leaving eastern Kentucky.
Where are we going to put these families if we don't meet the need for this housing? So if we miss that mark, we will have a tremendous outmigration.
So we are in active talks to purchase land on higher ground in virtually all of the heavily impacted communities.
Beshear believes state investments in the mountains are improving long-term flood recovery.
What we see right now is more opportunity, but I think you're also seeing more investment from the state to try to enable future development.
I think that we have some prospects that could turn out to be really good, but they're going to fall back to where they're going to live and housing for the people as we go forward with it.
Both men agreed on the importance of trying to increase teacher pay during the upcoming General Assembly session. In Hazard, Keaton Hall, WYMT Mountain News.
They also talked about next year's race for governor and the crowded Republican field of candidates. Senator Smith told me he's supporting Kelly Craft. You can watch Issues and Answers Sunday morning at 7 and Monday night at 7 on WYMT. Several fire departments across the region have become hubs for flood relief efforts since July, including the Lost Creek Volunteer Fire Department in Perry County. Yesterday, the department received aid from Tennessee group Builders on Mission to help in flood relief efforts. The organization donated furniture and food from its own drive as well as local Save-A-Lot stores.
Everybody that we work with says it's such a blessing when we come in to help, but we get much more blessing than anything we can ever give. Just the joy we see in people's faces when we can help them get back in their home or when they know they're going to have a meal on the table. It's such a blessing to us.
Those with the Lost Creek Volunteer Fire Department say they have received help from organizations in Tennessee, West Virginia, California, and other states. They add without the help of these people, they would not be able to help flood survivors as much as they have. After months of cleanup and rebuilding, the Knott Central Patriots boys basketball played on their home court last night, on schedule for the first time this season. As WYMT Sports Director John Lowe explains, it was a long road, but one that leads to an optimistic future.
Basketball, like church in the mountains, it's fellowship, you know. So for these folks to get out here and be around each other, mingling, talking, and getting to watch the game we all love in the mountains is a blessing, and we're happy to be here.
The shoes squeaking on the floor.
Yes, sir!
The cheers. The sounds of high school basketball in the mountains. Far different from the sounds that filled this building in August. Just a little over 4 months after floodwaters ravaged Knott County Central High School, the Patriots took the court on their brand new home floor.
You know, I think a lot of people are ready to get back in here and watch some good basketball. It's kind of a community hub, and a lot of people come together here and support the Patriots. So we're just glad to get it back open so we can see fans back in the stands and in here supporting their Patriots.
Debuting a new-look arena while bringing back that tradition of community support.
This is really nice, too. The fans here, being back home, there's just a sense of peace being back in the building. You know, it's nice to be here.
And in supporting the red, white, and blue, it's another outlet for students to have back, one they thought might not be the same again.
You know, this is our students' home, away from home, and you know, we're thankful that it's back to normal.
There were some that thought it wouldn't be possible.
I always held out hope. I always felt like it would.
But Knott County knows how to get things done the Patriot way.
It's only beginning. Great things are in store for Knott County athletics down the road, and so we're just super excited about the opportunities that exist.
In Knott County, John Lowe, WYMT Mountain News.
Students at several Eastern Kentucky schools had special visitors on Tuesday as a group from South Carolina packed up a little care this season. South Carolina Baptist WMU mission workers brought more than 2,000 backpacks to the region yesterday, hitting schools in Letcher and Pike counties with a Christmas-themed presentation before giving every student a bag of supplies. Dorton Elementary School students were the last stop for the group, closing out the school day with some seasonal fun.
The reason for the season, you know, Christmas is a very fun time, and it's a great time if you're an elementary administrator. I mean, it's a very hectic, very busy, but you know, seeing the joy and the smiles and the happiness on the kids' face, it's well worth it.
Those involved say the program is all about giving back where needed. The Leslie County Motorcycle Riders Club hosted its first Shop with a Biker event at the Hazard Walmart yesterday, making sure several children receive gifts this holiday season. And I was able to tag along on their shopping spree. Every kid deserves presents for Christmas, and the Leslie County Motorcycle Riders Club is making sure 20 kids' Christmas wish list come true.
Wanting to see the smile on their face and stuff.
Excitement.
And many smiling faces left Walmart with bags full of toys, clothes, and personal items to take home with them to enjoy this holiday season. One member of LCMR says finally getting to meet the kids and shop with them was the ultimate gift.
We bought for the children, but we got so much more in return. It's not even close. I got more out of that than that kind of actually really brings on that Christmas spirit feeling.
Kimberly Melton, the wife of one of the LCMR members, says they have been planning this event all year, and it made her emotional seeing the joy the kids left with.
Made me teary-eyed. It's very, very teary-eyed to hear the kids say, you know, what they wanted and what they didn't have, and and then they got what they wanted. So it was neat. It was awesome.
Walker says they are glad the schools took part in this event, ensuring all of their students receive gifts for Christmas, no matter their circumstances.
I was so thankful that the schools participated. You know, that hinges on them. Very thankful that they entrusted us bikers to go with these children and help them pick out gifts.
In Perry County, Olivia Calfee, WYMT Mountain News. Members of LCMR say they hope this event continues to grow each year, and they can invite more kids to shop with a biker next year.
6:11 here on this first alert weather day. We continue to track waves of heavy rain, and it's only the beginning. We've got to go through this all day and all night long before we get some relief. Let's take a look at the last few hours. You can see the first waves moving in on satellite and radar, and as we said, there is much more to go before we get out of this mess. Heavy rain down toward I-75, actually crossing I-75 right now. So if you're in Rockcastle County, if you are in Madison County, if you're in Laurel County, if you are in Whitley County, if you are in McCreary, Wayne, Pulaski counties, you're already seeing that, and now it's moving toward the rest of us here across our region. Temperatures warmer out to the west, 50 Williamsburg and Jacksboro, 52 in Harlan, but still 36 in Clintwood and 39 in Moorhead. The clouds moved out just a little bit last night, helped to cool us off just a smidge. Now we are going to go up, and you see daylight is lasting just a smidge longer on the back end. Sunset now at 5:16. It's been 5:15. Doesn't matter. You're not going to see it today. But again, we're getting closer to that shortest day of the year, which is next week, a week from today, actually. But today, just be ready for the dreary conditions all day long. Olivia?
Thanks for joining Mountain News this morning. More news is on the way. Coming up, the Biden administration begins finalizing plans to send a missile defense system to Ukraine to help the country defend itself against the Russian invasion.